Hi, my name is Caleb Smith. I'm your instructor. This is Geography, GEO 1113-001 online course. This is the opening lecture, if you want to call it that. Just the introduction. I have been teaching geography for 8 or so years. I'm also a PhD student in geography, so I'm working on my doctorate in geography. You have the syllabus. The syllabus is in the end of Module 1, right after the Roseling response. This will be Lecture 1, which isn't really that much of a lecture. It's more of a welcome. And I'm trying to see I have my computer over here. This week you'll have this lecture, which isn't really much. Then the next two after it, a map, and reading chapter 1 and 2 and doing a short, and I do mean short, little quiz on each of those. They're both open book, just to kind of make sure you get the main ideas out of the book. And then next week we'll get heavier into Europe, more into it. Typically these videos are in the dark. You're looking at the computer screen, you're listening to me talk. But this first video is just me sitting in my office. Hey, here I am. These videos are typically about 10 minutes long because that's where my camera and YouTube get along best, is about a 10-minute video. This is your textbook. There it is right there. It's blue. It's got a little place in France on it. It's by Hobbes, Joseph Hobbes. And this one's mine. So that's it. Let's see here. If you have any questions or anything, you can contact me. My email address is there, psmith@holmescc.edu. Also have a telephone number. It's posted online, but also, I'll tell you now, 601-477-5430 is the number. So the question is, why study geography? Well, a doctor doesn't just study the human body to become a doctor. If a doctor can tell you where the ulna is, it doesn't really mean that he's a very good doctor. I mean, I can tell you where the ulna is. It's right here. Yeah, it's here. So that really doesn't matter that he can tell you where something is. Same thing with geography. I can tell you where Botswana is. That's great. But if I can tell you what it does, why it's important, that makes the difference of what really geography is. It's not just maps and flags. There's a lot more to it than that. Geography actually has two major parts to it: physical geography and cultural geography. Physical geography is geography that studies nature, studies the earth, things like volcanoes, glaciers, flooding, agriculture. All those things are physical. But then cultural geography is studying the human element, studying things like languages, traditions, why certain groups do certain things. And both of those are brought together by space, location, what geography really is. And there is a third element to geography called GIS, or Geographical Information Systems. You'll find that in your book on page 14 and 15. And it talks about how computer programs and computer data can be used to give meaning and location to spaces. There are lots of key elements, early intro things to geography that hopefully you learned in like 3rd grade or 4th grade. Things like seasons. The seasons of the earth are all because of the earth's tilt. The earth, like this ball, if it was sitting upright the whole time and went around the sun, pretend I'm the sun here, then we would have the same weather year round. But, like this ball, the earth is tilted, so it spins on a tilt. So at one point of the year, it's tilted toward the sun, while that same area, the other part of the year, is tilted away from the sun. So there is, the reason the seasons occur is because of the tilt. Now, when the bottom portion of the earth, the southern hemisphere, is tilted more toward the sun, that's summer in the southern hemisphere, winter in the northern hemisphere. I'm really ashamed they don't have this in your book. Completely converse, same concept. When the northern hemisphere is tilted more toward the sun, it's summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere. So January, December, let's say December. December, this would be December. The northern hemisphere, it's all nice and cold and snowy, and we think about winter wonderlands. Christmas in Australia, though, southern hemisphere, they go to the beach during Christmas because it's summer there. So that's the basic premise of seasons. You should already know that, though. Besides that, there are some other things, just key elements I want to highlight. Weather is current conditions of the atmosphere at any given time, page 23 in your book. And climate is long-term weather. Here in Mississippi, our climate is humid subtropical. That means that most of the year our weather is humid, so you sweat it out, your hair gets all nice and frizzy, and it's warm. It's subtropical. It's not completely tropical. It's not hot year-round. I mean, we do get, like 3 months of cool weather. But most of the year it's warm, but it's not completely tropical. Other things of note, latitude and longitude on page 9, which you'll read, are the lines that measure around the Earth. Longitude goes the long way around. This is a longitude. It goes the long way around from north to south. And it measures, how far north or south you are from the equator. Let's pretend like the equator's there. Latitude goes around this way. It goes east and west, and it measures how far north or south you are. So the easy way to remember this, longitude goes the long way around. So it measures how far this way or that way you are. Latitude measures how far north and south you are. I think I mixed that up earlier. Jimmy Buffett sang a great song called Changes in Latitude, Changes in Attitude. The further south I go, the more I change my latitude, the happier I get because the closer I am to warm weather. So that's latitude and longitude. Finally, wind. Wind is the movement of air. And that could be because of the different heatings of the materials of the earth and also because of cloud cover. Water heats up at a cooler rate than land. So if you live near the beach, you're going to get constant wind because the water doesn't heat up as quickly as the land does. And then as the land cools off, the wind shifts because the water takes longer to cool off. So because of the different cooling and heating rates of water and land, you have wind. That's part of the reason why you have wind. There's lots of other concepts I'm going to cover. It'll go dark from here on out, and you'll be looking at a computer screen. Wish you good luck. Have a good fall. Yes, this is real. And we'll see you soon.